Hey everyone, Greg here from TM Blast, and I want to share how I look at Google Search Console for my own website, tmblast.com. So when I moved from Massachusetts to New York 2 months ago, I've been revamping my entire website to rank better locally in New York. And one of the KPIs I use to see if my strategy is working is impressions. So impressions mean that more keywords are entering either the page two of Google or even page one of Google, and now they're getting more clicks. My goal is that in the next few months, I'll be ranking more competitively on page one for a lot of different terms. But when impressions are growing like this, so these past 7 days, over 4,000 impressions, before that, under 2,000. So that tells me I'm going in the right direction. So if you scroll down a bit, I like to then sort by the difference. So the last 7 days for the term search engine marketing expert jumped from 18 to 100 to 183. So the difference here is 165. SEO expert New York, you can see a lot are here for New York. And that's really where that difference is. So again, when I moved from Massachusetts, I didn't rank for any New York specific keywords. They were all Boston related. Now that I've been out here in New York for the past 2 months, I've gone through, I've updated things like Google My Business, my content, my internal linking, my images, etc. And I want to share what that looks like from a keyword tracking perspective, because when you see impressions growing, it actually matches up with the keyword ranks as well. So right now I'm using SEMRush, and I'm looking at the US as a general, but I'm also tracking this from multiple cities perspective. So United States as a whole, then New York State as another whole, and then city specific, Saratoga Springs. That's where TM Blast is located. And if you look at the last, let's say 30 days or so, things that are moving in the right direction are things like this. SEO services Saratoga. So it went from, if you look at the average position right here, it went from 37 and now it's at position 7. If I get rid of that. Another one that I'll look at that actually has search volume according to SEMrush is things like New York SEO expert. So again, a month ago, position 43. Today, position 11. It actually jumped up to page one of Google 2 days ago. So now it's position 11. But these are those early signals, again, that if you're all the way down here a month ago, position 43, so that's page 5 of Google, you're not getting those impressions. But when you get to page 2 or so of Google, that's when the impressions start to happen, because some people have more than 10 results per page. Some people like me like to put on 50. Actually, when you do a Google search, I get 50 different results that come through. For everyone else, it's always different. But the point, though, is that some people do go to page 2 of Google. That will trigger an impression for my listing. But I wanted to share this because when you're early in your SEO journey, you might get kind of frustrated that clicks aren't happening right away. So again, you can see I had only 7 in the past 7 days to the homepage. And you might say that SEO is not working, but instead I look at it from an impression standpoint and say that more words are moving towards page 2 of Google, or maybe even onto page 1. When that happens, keywords that go from page 1, let's say on the very bottom, that get about 1 or 2% click through rate, now to the middle, to the top of page 1, you could be getting 10%, 20% or so of that search volume per month of click activity to your site. So in summary, use Google Search Console. When you make changes, use the compare feature, look at impressions, see if you're growing. That'll be an early indicator. And then the second thing is, if you can, use a tool like Ahrefs or SEMrush or Moz to track your keywords on a daily basis. So then you can see that if impressions are growing, if there's any keywords that are associated to that that have moved up in their ranks. So again, look at impressions. It's a great first step to see if your SEO strategy is working. So let me know if you have any questions, and as always, have a good rest of your day.